he has the pole position, so to speak. There's Albertine, 79, that's Andre Bartolini, 75, Carlson beside him. Number 8, the Pepsi Honda of the American Talon Volan. The 15-second board shown to the riders. 5-second board spins around. This is what it's all about. In gear, clutches in, half revs, the gate will drop any moment, and it does. Here they go. Bevort's 5 up the inside. Who's going to get the whole shot? It's Green, and it looks like Everts. Everts from Schmidt, number 3. There's Volan on the outside, but it is Stefan Everts from Schmidt from Albertine, and I think that was Nickel. Demarie right at the back. Yves Demarie getting an absolutely horrendous start. Fell on the first corner. He's way down last, 40th. But it's Joachim Carlson. Carlson from Albertine and from Schmidt from Everts. And that looks like the Brit, Robbie Herring. Indeed it is. There's Nickel behind him. This is a good start for the British riders as the rest of the pack come through. 6, that's Parker, Trampus Parker. He's had a bad start. But look at this. Joachim Carlson, 75, teammate of Everton. Oh, and he goes down and takes Albertine with him. Joachim Carlson took the high side around the corner. The bike threw him back into the track, and Albertine, who was challenging for the lead, T-boned him spectacularly, and Carlson looks to be out of this one. Well, that's a terrible shame for Joachim Carlson, leading teammate to this man, Stefan Everts, number 2 on that JHK Silkeling Kawasaki. And listen to that bike go. Schmidt on the Chesterfield Yamaha. Then it's Herring, Robbie Herring, raced in South Africa, came back to Britain, originally born in the United Kingdom. Albertine at the back, having to work his way through, and does he have a lot to do? He's overtaken Parker already. So the BFE Johnson Suzuki rider, and it looks as if that front fender is a little loose. That may fall later in the race, and just might foul up the front wheel. Let's hope it doesn't for his sake. But it is Stefan Everts, the Belgian, the 21-year-old, finishing second in last year's championship, leading this and leading the championship at the moment. Herring has gone up a position to second. Nickel is 4th behind Schmidt. This is great news. There's Bevort's going through, number 5. Now look at this. Albertine really has been on the gas. He's up into the top 10 now. It's got to make his way past the riders in front. Volan going through. Demarie on the gas, picking his way past the riders, but Albertine, unbelievable how quick he's got back to the front. The battle is on at the top of the championship between this man, Stefan Everts, the 21-year-old Belgian, son of Harry Everts, and Greg Albertine, the South African, but Herring, number 12, on the RWJ-sponsored Diesels, Kawasaki and Nickel, looking for 3rd. That's Bollet behind them, number 14, the French youngster. There's Bevort's, there's Albertine. Maybe these two British riders will play a vital part in keeping Everts and Albertine apart. He won the 1991 125 World Championship, went into the 92 250 Championship looking as if he was going to win it, and then in Germany he crashed on the first corner off the start, sustained a ruptured spleen and 1 or 2 other minor injuries, and that put paid to his 92 Championship. Herring, 2nd, Schmidt 3rd, Nickel is 4th, and then it's Bollet 5th. Albertine back, and about 8th at the moment behind Monique Bevort's, his teammate. Albertine needs to work hard at this, and I'm sure he will. Very polite and delightful young man to speak to. It's Stefan Everts then, leading this first heat of this Swedish 250 Grand Prix. This will be one of his best results of the year if Robbie Herring can stay where he is. He has had a very up and down season as Herring so far. not only at Grand Prix level but at national level. Look at this, there's a battle going on behind. Bolle is after Nickel. Kurt Nickel, multinational champion. Albertine trying to catch that group in front, and I suspect he'll have a lot of trouble trying to get past them when he does in fact get there. Demaria beginning to move up through the field. He also a lot to do if he wants to get in the points. But this man has got it sewn up at the moment. 20 points staring him very much in the face. Stefan Everts, the Belgian, leads Heat 1. Robbie Herring, the British rider, on the Kawasaki, second in Heat 1. Schmidt, the American, then it's Nickel, then it's Bolle. Bolle trying everything to get past Nickel. Then it's Bevorts, then it's Albertine, and Albertine dropped back again. One can only assume he's been off the bike somewhere. Look at this now, Bolle. Well, Nickel's gone to third then. Schmidt down to fourth. Nickel responding to the charge of the young French star Frederic Bolle, number 14, and Bolle climbing all over Donny Schmidt. But nobody is getting any closer to this man. Stefan Everts, whoa, nearly got it wrong there, big handful of throttle. Robbie Herring hangs on to second, and that looks like Bolle that's gone down, indeed it is. And Albertine has gone up now, past Monique Bevorts. So Albertine, this is some sensational stuff. Yes indeed, sir, you point your camera, you're going to get some great action. Stefan Everts leading, totally unaware of the events that are unfolding behind him. Bolle challenging until he went down. Robbie Herring settling for second, knows he can't catch Everts, and I really don't think unless he makes a mistake he's going to get caught by the men behind him. Nickel, Schmidt, Albertine. Well, he's salvaging something out of this, is Greg Albertine. Then it's Bevorts, and I would have thought Bolle somewhere behind that group now. Up over the big jump they go. Whoa, look at that. That was Schmidt looking for something with his foot. I hope he found it, because here comes Albertine after Schmidt. He's taking his teammate Monique Bevorts with him, but no such problems for this youngster. 21-year-old Belgium Stefan Everts looking at 20 points at the moment. Back behind him, it's still the Brit, Robbie Herring, and there'll be a big smile in the RWJ's camp, and Albertine has gone up to fourth. Fourth it is for Albie. Schmidt dropping back to fifth then, and now under pressure from Bevorts. And as we begin to approach the end of the season, this is round 10. Some talk about Schmidt maybe returning to America for 1995, we don't know. The rumours are beginning to fly as they normally do at this part of the season. Everts it is. He really is so smooth. Herring. Second place, comfortable. Nickel, third, and Albertine is on the gas. Greg Albertine, the South African defending champion, going after number 4, the Brit, Kurt Nickel on the Castrol Honda. Things are certainly beginning to hot up as we get near to the end of the race. So the checkered flag then, Stefan Everts, number 2, picks up the 20 points. Herring picks up the 17, Nickel then picks up third place, and Albertine finishes fourth. And what a fourth that was. He fell way out of the top 15, charged through to catch that man, but finishing fourth is good enough.
What were your thoughts when you went down, Greg?
I was really mad, man. I was setting Jockey up. I would have passed him within the next lap. And then he had a big crash, and we were going fast, and I could do nothing about it. I hit straight into him and had a big crash.
And what did you think your chances was then of coming back to fourth place?
Well, I'm a fighter, you know, and I don't give up till the last lap. But yeah, I don't know. It was fourth's decent, but I'd rather win it, you know.
Bartolini sandwiched them between Demaria and Albertine as the board goes up. The gate is going to drop, but it does. Here they come. Bevort's up the inside again. It wasn't much of an advantage in the first race. I wonder why he decided to take that same spot for race 2. Someone's gone down, and he's now probably being used as a doormat. Everybody's merrily wiping their feet on him. I can't see who it is that went down, but that's Paul Malin, number 21. Malin on the floor, the Mitsui Yamaha man, the British rider down. I couldn't see who the other rider was, but it's Bolle that's gone to the front from Schmidt. Then it's Nickel, then it's Herrin. And there's Albertine. I assume that was Bevort that went through earlier, and there is Everts. So the pair of them having terrible starts on this second heat. So the French youngster, Frédéric Bolle, number 14, riding the Chesterfield Yamaha, leads at the moment as they battle for those lower positions. And we're going to see a tussle now between Albertine and Everts. Parker just gone through. There is going to be some battling now for sure. All over the place. Look at Everts. He is giving this 102% at the moment. Joachim Carlson, that's the Swedish flag. That's the man that brought Albertine down in Heat 1. He's out again despite a bruised leg, an arm and a hip, but he's having a go at it. And the battle certainly is raging now. They are going for this. It's Bolle that leads. Much the understudy of number 77, Yves de Madre, and Albertine goes past Nickel. Herrin has dropped back as well. There's Bevort's 5. Everts has got a lot to do. Albertine is beginning to get away. He's got Boland behind him on that white Pepsi Honda. The action really beginning to hot up at the front. There is Bolle over the big tabletop. Who's going to be over in second place? It's Yellow, and it's Albertine then. He's fought his way through to second. Where is Everts? Well, he's not amongst that group. That looked like Herring amongst that group. There's Everts. He's way, way down. There's the leading group at the moment. Schmidt battling with, oh dear, Robbie Herring gets the back end sliding around, blocks the pass that Schmidt was trying to play on him, and he's let Nickel through on the inside. Nickel then takes that position. This is a scrap between the two British national champions, with the American behind him, but Albertine out in front of those group. Stefan Everts has got to get through that group if he wants to have a crack at the lead. Bolle going through. Here's Albertine beginning to close in on the Chesterfield Yamaha rider. Third and fourth, Nickel and Herrin. Bevorts, Schmidt, and there's Everts. Boland behind him. So Everts in the dust of the two riders in front. He's going to have to eat dirt for another lap or two. Bolle has got a clear lead at the moment from this man, Greg Albertine, number 1. Then it's Kurt Nickel. Then it's Robbie Herring. Monique Bevorts, and up one place goes Stefan Everts. He's past Schmidt. So can he now get past Bevorts? Bolle safely in the lead at the moment. Albertine beginning to stalk the young Frenchman. He'll put a move on the French teenager before the end of this race. We can be sure of that. Nickel safely in third at the moment. Herring in fourth, and that is Everts. Stefan Everts, fifth now then. And he won't stop at that, I can assure you. Donny Schmidt trailing behind that group. Schmidt still suffering with that separated shoulder problem that he's had most of the season, but it's Bolle being urged on. Everybody moves over and lets the leading group go through. Albertine can see Bolle, then it's Nickel. And Stefan Everts then up behind Kurt Nickel, the British rider. Bolle. And look at this, Albertine is closing. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't catch him before the end of the race. Now, can Nicol hold off the advances of Stefan Everts? Bolle, and as we said, closing indeed. Albertine second, looking for the win and the 20 points. And now Nicol it is, with Stefan Everts right behind him. Both national champions in their own right. Bavort's going through, trailing that group, and we've seen a change there. That's got to be Albertine. That has to be Albertine that's just taken the lead, and Bolle fights back. The young French teenager is having none of it, and look at Nicol. Everts can see what's going on in front. He knows he's got to get past the British rider if he wants to reduce the gap between himself and Albertine, who is currently in front of him in Heat 2. And look at Stefan Everts, trying everything he knows to get past Kurt Nicol, but Nicol, much older than the 21-year-old Belgium. He's been around the world motocross scene for many years, riding in the 500 category most of his career, finishing twice second in that championship, swapping to the 250s in 1993 and finishing fourth. So certainly not an easy man to get past. Being urged on. Everts chasing Nicol. Albertine has got the lead. Bolle is second, and there is Albertine. Now, if Everts can just get past Nicol and get up beside Bolle, and I don't think Bolle's given up, he can still see Albertine in front of him. And yes, indeed, Stefan Everts looks to have moved up on Nicol. Yes, he's third. He now has the French teenager Bolle, and Bavort's now closing on Nicol. There's Trampus Parker. He looks to be a spectator in this one. Albertine at the front, 20 points, staring him very squarely in the face. But if Everts gets up to second, he will take the championship lead by just about 1 point, I think. Calculations being made very hastily here. It's all about getting past Bolle for Everts. Albertine could do nothing about it except stay out in front and stay out of trouble. Albertine leads the championship, coming here to round 10 in Sweden today. 14, Bolle second. The man between a win and a third place potentially for Stefan Everts. He's got to get past Bolle. Bavort's closing on Nicol. Seemed to have lost Robbie Herring. He was figuring in the top 4 earlier on, but obviously he's been off somewhere out of our view. Seems to be the story of Robbie Herring's year so far in 1994. And look at Everts closing on Bolle. Bolle now beginning to close back again on Albertine. I think we're going to see a real battle to the flag here between these three. One or two, or one back marker there getting in the way very slightly, but that's not ruffled Stefan Everts' feathers in any shape or form. The Belgian flag there on the side of the railings as Albertine comes around to take the checkered flag. Who's it going to be? And it's Everts. Everts then takes second and the lead in the championship by just the 1 point.